What's good, lads? Welcome to my first real devlog video, and today I'm going to be showing off the game I've currently been working on. The game doesn't exactly have a name yet, but I'm open to hear your guys' ideas. The game is supposed to be about you being trapped on an island because of something going bad, and you must escape it with the help of another lad who has been basically living on that same island forever now. The game is a horror and shooter style game, and going to have various missions and stuff, but I haven't really got that far yet. Today I'm going to be showing off the progress I have made over the last couple of months, which I've been working on the game for on and off, basically. I originally had planned on making a video series on it, so today I'm going to go back in time and really just show off the things I've done so far, and show you guys how I got to where I am today. So when I started this project, I really was just looking around for whatever free assets I could find on the internet or on the Unity asset store, as I'm not really the most artistic person, to be honest. I ended up coming across this map on the Unity asset store and quickly imported it into a new project to have a closer look around. It was just perfect for some sort of open world game, and as I have had experience making a horror game in the past, I put 2 and 2 together and just thought of making another. Only thing was, what other assets would I be able to combine with this? As in the end, I didn't really want to have a massive mess of assets that just didn't fit well with each other, so I was strictly guided by the assets that I had at hand. Searching for more, I came across a numerous amount of high quality weapon assets and multiple horror or zombie style characters, so I ended up thinking of making a game about zombies and just shooting them and trying not to die on this island. I quickly got to trying to get some sort of movement in the game. I hadn't made a rigid body controller in a while, so I just went with creating a basic one using the character controller component. After some time I had some basic movement and I wanted to get into making guns and other weapons immediately. I found this amazing tutorial series on how to make good first person animations and just used what I learned to quickly rig up a pair of arms, a simple pistol, and cook up all the animations I needed. I made this sound easy, but the amount of problems I ran into is crazy. Firstly, the arms I was using weren't in a proper T-pose, so I had to try and use the pole property in Blender to try and eyeball the rotation on bones, to create the right axes for them to rotate on. Sounds more complicated than you think, but in the end it took me like 5 hours to get a pair of arms working. Probably because I'm extremely rusty with Blender, but we didn't talk about that. The next day I learned how to make a gun animation, and how to make them look more realistic, and somehow I was able to make multiple animation masterpieces. I brought them into Unity and set them all up, and ran into a bit of an issue. Field of view and Blender cameras aren't exactly the same as Unity, but that wasn't too much of a problem. They just made a couple of animations look a little worse, but it was fine. Later on, probably a month later, I decided to add melee weapons, and wanted to be smart about it. So I just took this wrench, rigged it up, and made a bunch of animations, this time without any tutorial to guide me, and somehow did a solid job. And then using my brains, which I am quite proud of, I was just simply able to use the same animations for all of my melee weapons. Now before I really made any of these animations and guns work, I wanted to just finalize the character controller, and just add some polish to it. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 when I was inspired by the way when you walk on different surfaces, the noise of what you're walking is different. So I decided to do just that. I found multiple different sound effects online for walking on different surfaces, and probably implemented this feature in the stupidest way possible. I could have simply used layers maybe for different parts of the map, or some other technique, but I settled for using colliders to determine the areas where you are walking on. If you're walking on wood, concrete, and otherwise disregard you as walking on grass if you weren't in any colliders. Many hours, or more like days later, I was able to set this up for the entire map, or that's what I believe so far, so hopefully I have, yeah. I also then proceeded to add noises for jumping, such as grunting and the actual landing noise, which is a given. I also tried implementing the sprinting and stamina system, but I kind of forgot about it after an hour of making it, and it has tons of bugs, so I probably will have to get back to that. I also somehow freestyled this reload gun sound effect, which was just me piecing multiple sounds together, and also did the same as I was able to make some sound effects for the melee weapons. I have a basic system where if you hit different parts of the map, they make a different noise and just have like different holes for guns or like particles, I don't know what you call it, for the melee weapons to show the damage and sound like you hit something. Pretty cool in my opinion, but it's something that you don't really think about as a gamer. Does anyone really take the time to appreciate the bullet holes in Call of Duty? Now the last thing I wanted to do was really spruce up the graphics a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I did this first just to see if the graphics of the game would actually look good with the environment, but I think it's best I kept this for last in the video. I simply just used Unity's post-processing to try and make the environment more appealing, and this was pretty easy. When going inside our buildings, however, the graphics just made the interiors look hideous, so I ended up making another set of post-processing effects, and will simply fade between the two when you walk in and out of the outside doors. Something I ran into a problem with was trees not having colliders. I remember having to do tons of research on why this was an issue and somehow solved it. Really sorry that I forgot it though, and I know some of you probably have run into this issue before. Anyways, after setting up everything in this video, I was thinking about starting actually working on the first enemy, so here is Bob. Unfortunately, this is where the video ends, and I hope you guys have enjoyed and are excited for the next devlog. In the future videos, I'll probably have some more development sided parts as well, as I will actively be trying to make videos now. Please make sure to like and subscribe and tell everyone you know about the channel. Anyways, I will catch you later lads. Peace.